They've found a ship right in the middle of the ice.
It looks like a door open on the port side.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome aboard this Kamala Southern Patrol deployment. Airborne out of Whenuapai today for Invercargill pre-positioning for the next 2 days. We're airborne in 4206. It has nil limitations and there's no flight safety to cover.
A no-nonsense briefing from Captain Andy begins a 2-day operation aboard this New Zealand Air Force Orion, soon to be on fishing patrol above Antarctic waters.
Our trip down south should be fine conditions with the weather at Invercargill. The crosswind around 10 knots, 30k viz, broken at 4.
With fishing stocks diminishing round the world, illegal fishing is an increasing problem in Antarctica. Prize fish like the Patagonian toothfish, known as white gold, can bring huge rewards. In 2003, an Australian customs ship chased a Uruguayan pirate vessel for 11 days through freezing waters, finally seizing $1 million worth of illegal fish from its hold. But before takeoff, a little something to keep them grounded.
Cell phones, etc. off, and as you turn them off, I'd just like to tell you that I'm against animal testing. They get really nervous and give you the wrong answer.
Any further points or questions from the crew? Let's go.
Working alongside other Antarctic treaty nations, including Australia and South Africa, the Air Force mission is to check that the right ships are in the area and their positions correctly reported. Poachers risk fines of up to $200,000, but with so much money to be made, some still gamble on evading detection.
Thanks, man. Thanks, man.
A quick overnight in Invercargill, and the crew regroup for the flight down to Scott Base.
Today the PSR falls about 43 minutes short of Pegasus.
The PSR is the point of safe return, the last chance to turn if weather makes landing impossible at Pegasus, the Scott Base airstrip. Past this point, they won't have enough fuel to return.
Cell phones off, please, and as you turn them off, ponder this. A good marriage lasts forever. A bad one, it just seems that way.
The plan is to overnight on the ice, but as breakfast is served, Tactical Coordinator Mark is forced to review the day's mission.
The forecast is for overcast weather and poor visibility, about 800 metres in snow and whiteout conditions, which is obviously not very good for landing. At this stage it is just a forecast, so we're going to continue down track, because we've still got about 3 or 4 hours where we can go down and see if the observations they give us match the forecast, and we'll have a decision to make in about 3 or 4 hours where we can go or not.
As the aircraft gets closer to the South Pole, a strange phenomenon takes place. The onboard navigation device, known as a magnetic compass, points north, even though they're heading south.
We've had to slew our compasses round to effectively a northerly heading, although we're heading south. So the compass now, at magnetic, is tracking north. We go to true, effectively reads effectively that we are heading south, which is what we're actually doing.
News is coming through of deteriorating weather at Scott Base, so the crew prioritises the search for the 10 ships fishing for toothfish. They've found a Korean fishing boat, and the Orion crew will photograph it, mark its position, and question the international observer on board.
Bearing 200, put out complete. The John Wu, number 2, out of Busan. That's complete.
Hello, my name is Ingrid. Who am I speaking with?
Rachel Sleep.
This is international observer. Краснобородько Олег, over.
The observer reports on the fishing, plus any adverse impact the ships are having on other sea life in the area.
Could you please also describe to me the measures you are taking to avoid catching seabirds?
During our cruise, no one catches seabird.
Your cooperation.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
You too.
There's no time to waste. With checks quickly done, it's on to the hunt for the next ship.
I don't know if it's... I don't know what it is. It could just be ice. Yeah. Something being pushed up, but I don't know. Yeah.
It's a bit like looking for a needle in a haystack, with icebergs appearing on the radar alongside the ships they're looking for. But eventually, a strong radar contact leads to the second Korean ship.
SR1, long line tracking 255 at 7, pressure 10 knots of beam now, Delta Tango Bravo, Tango 2, pilot to complete.
Radio complete.
Pilot complete. The 707 Hongjian out of Busan, Korea, optics complete.
Good fellows, Tango, confirm all call.
Can you tell us?
Just spell the name, sorry.
The next radar picture is even more confused, and no wonder. They've found a ship right in the middle of the ice.
Radio complete.
It looks like a door open on the port side, about quarter complete. Stand by. A Santa Tier 2 out of Auckland.
The ship's in no danger, but with this contact, the Orion is getting to the end of its range.
So how much fuel we got left of bingo to play with? Got about 1,000 pounds. Was it 1,000? Affirmative. Yeah, okay, Taco, I think it's pretty much us for today.
Yep, having us knock it off. If we could climb BMC to above 1500, climb 9, and I'll try and make centre again.
Okay.
35.
Time to head home, and on the way the crew locate and contact another 2 ships. Although they didn't touch down at Scott Base, this mission is a success.
Our decision to patrol early instead paid off for us. We managed to get down and locate 6 fishing vessels, and we know in the fleet there's 10 in total. So in about 1 hour and 20 we managed to get 60% of the fleet covered before we had to continue back to Invercargill. So we're very happy with the decision we made in the end.
And there's just one more formality before their return to Auckland. Yet another Christmas cracker from Simon.
And cellular phones off now, please, and as you turn them off, you can think about the grizzly bear who walked into a bar and he said, I'll have a bourbon and Coke, please. And the bartender said, why the large paws? And the bear said, I've had them all my life.
Gathering power is a popular local activity around New Plymouth. Most people respect the daily limit, but overfishing by a few still causes problems. And Brad's heading up another checkpoint to target gatherers down at the beach.
You been out diving at all? Got any seafood in the car? Yep. How'd you get on? Do all right?
Yeah, all right.
Excellent. We'll just have a bit of a look. Is it in the back here? Excellent. Would you like to just hop out of the vehicle for us? These officers will just have a bit of a count up and to see what we've got in there. What was it like in there? All right? Visibility okay?
Too cold.
Too cold, was it? No wetsuits. Oh, okay.
One look is enough. These guys are way over their limit of 30 in total. And although they will soon deny it, their first words suggest they know exactly what the limits are.
And what if you have over 30?
Do you know what the limit is per person? Okay, it's 10 per person.
Oh, all right.
Protecting future stocks obviously means nothing to these guys. When the count is recorded, there's over 100 power in excess of their allowance.
How many have you got here?
138.
138. Guys, obviously what you've got there is a pretty significant quantity of power. The limit for power is 10 per person, and 10 who actually goes in and gathers them. Okay, so you've obviously got a pretty significant quantity on top of that.
Apart from the boys' excess power, the main problem facing officers here is that they are under 16 years of age.
Because of their age, there's some implications in terms of how we interview them, and this is probably not an appropriate place to do that, so we'll follow it up over the next few days. And we'll seize all the power, and they'll be returned to the water. So, yeah, pretty significant quantity of power there.
The boys probably can't see it right now, but in one way at least, this has been their lucky day.
I think it was just probably a case of young fellas out for a boys' afternoon, and it hasn't ended up quite so well for them.
The power was confiscated, and the matter was later dealt with by MFish.